Hello, YouTube. Did you just see the woman in red and got distracted? That's what I did. Welcome back.
Whoa, whoa, oh, oh. Maria goes acting. Yeah.
I almost got distracted with my daily life, my full-time job, or how my producer likes to call it, my muggle job, 2 business trips, and so many other things that I forgot to record this video. But then I put myself back on track and here I am. What inspired me to do this video is thoughts that I've been having recently about my acting career, about my life choices, and about this YouTube, and also the fact that just yesterday we rewatched the Matrix film again. To anyone who just encountered a rabbit hole and you're starting something new, you don't know what the journey is going to be like, but you need something that can anchor you and that can show you that everything is possible.
Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
The meditation, one of the most useful tools, as we've been told in Matrix, it's to work out your mind. Every time you would sit down to meditate, it will feel differently and it will move something in you. I recommend a meditation that I really absolutely love. It's called the Abundance Meditation by Bob Proctor. I'm going to link it down below. The main reference there is not really about wealth, even though this is how most of us nowadays treat abundance. It's about the abundance of this purple creative energy and how to feel inspired every day to achieve things. Make it your daily habit, or at least a weekly habit if you don't have 20 minutes every day. And you can start small. The meditation I'm recommending is quite a long one, but then it helps me to reset, and I love to do it before going on stage. The last we were in the green room sitting with the other performers, and one of the guy was like, "Oh, I was just looking at you and you were just so relaxed there, and it's almost there was some special energy coming off you." Oh, really? I was meditating. Funny how it translates externally and people can feel the calmness of your mind.
Maria goes acting. Yeah.
Second thing that got me thinking about acting life, and I hope my hair looks nice because I am sorry I couldn't wash it. I have this trip tomorrow. I'm working on the presentation. I was like, should I just sit down and record the video? And I know I pressured myself to do it in the very last minute, but it's better done than perfect. It's a second tip, and it's not from the Matrix. It's just a quote that I live by. I don't know who said that. I need to look it up. I've been thinking about that moment when Morpheus talks to Neo and they're talking about dodging bullets, and Neo asks,
"What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?"
And he replies, "When you're ready, you won't have to." And I started thinking about how you can view reality differently. A useful exercise for you. The next time when you experience something lucky, if you find a coin on the ground, or if you say you win a lottery, even if it's like €2, or if, I don't know, somebody will reach out to you who you really missed and you have spoken to for a long time, a little thing that will happen to you, which you would find such a lucky coincidence or such a lucky occasion. Notice the state of mind and the feeling in your body that you had immediately after that, and try to register every single detail. What was the smell like? Where was I? What were the circumstances? Was I in the airport? Was I sitting in my bed? Was I holding my phone? I don't know. What was I wearing? Try to take mental notes and picture of that situation, and then just store it somewhere in the back of your mind. And the next time when you meditate, try to replicate or rebuild that exact same image that you had, and try to rebuild that feeling. And just practice this for, I don't know, at least 30 days. They say the habit develops in 21 days or something. Work on it. I was doing this exercise whenever I was traveling for a long time, and it takes 24 hours for me to get home these days because of the war. Especially when I'm in circumstances where it's maybe not the most comfortable or not the most safe. I'm trying to train my mind to recall those happy moments or happy instances. And when I'm feeling it, it's almost like the external circumstances don't matter anymore. This is very similar to this idea of the white room or the void, where Morpheus and Neo would appear, and then they will start building these universes around them. What you're projecting into the real world that becomes a reality. This brings me to the point that would probably hopefully prove that I'm not a complete delulu, which is that knowing the past is not the same as walking the past. I think it's one of the most important quotes of the movie because practicing that mindset, it takes at least 50% of the job, if not more. You're constantly having thoughts. Us as human, we have millions of thousands. I need to fact check this, okay? But we have all these thoughts every single second. And it really is on us whether those thoughts are helpful and constructive or are they negative, toxic, and destructive. But then it doesn't mean that you to just have to sit there and think all these thoughts and meditate and never do anything. It's important to practice all the time. Well, last week I started a physical theater course and it was amazing. I'm trying to make it work because next Wednesday I'm going to go there straight from the airport because I'm committed to make it happen. It's some time to drop my bags and I'm in my airport to acting class. Look, got my water, got my scarf. Look at this weather. I mean, beautiful. And the physical theater was so helpful for me to bring it back into the body from the mind and from all these theoretical ideas of what it is, what it takes to be an actor and how you need to be to perform, to really to the feeling in the body. How does this character feel? If you're doing certain things to your body, if you walk in the certain way, depending on how your posture is, to then access your mind and be okay, what type of character would walk like this? Just I'm so happy I started the course. The physical theater, it brings me to the quote of the I Know Kung Fu and this idea that downloading a program into your brain, it's not the same as practicing it. So whenever you're doing a more theory, so yeah, if you're reading all these books about acting or you're watching all these YouTube videos, but you've never actually went,
Maria Goes Acting! Yeah!
always make sure to find an opportunity to practice the skill instead of it just being downloaded to your brain somewhere. And it's a reminder for me, find opportunities to practice accent training. Maybe on this channel. Maybe I'll do, I don't know. And then I feel like it won't be a real Matrix video if I haven't offered you two pills, the red and the blue. The blue would be, instead of blaming the system and the architecture of the industry for not having enough roles for you, it's important to find your way in with the red pill. And maybe for me, this YouTube channel is my way of finding the way in, but also networking, knowing the right people. And I want to share an anecdote. At the beginning of this year, I had this perfectly laid out plan when it comes to acting. Really, I was supposed to have my film released somewhere early into the year. I booked this cool masterclass in London by Ivana Chabak. By the way, let me know in the comments if you ever done the training. I'm curious to hear your feedback. And then suddenly I meet with my producer and she said that the release is going to be postponed until the next year. And then I get this urgent surgery and I need to cancel the workshop. And it's just nothing is going according to the plan. And it makes me really upset. Makes all of these thoughts scroll back into my mind of like, oh, what if it's not meant to be, or what if blah blah blah. But then I was no, stop it. Okay, it's a detour. Let's see what is available. And suddenly at my core job, I've got an opportunity to audition and then to be on stage on the biggest venue in the city in front of 6,000-7,000 of people, to share the stage with the biggest celebrities you can think of in music, in business, and so on. I was like, Maria, no, the universe is not saying you to cancel your dream and to quit making all of these plans and working towards all your acting goals. It gives you a chance to do it in the comfort of your own office. It's just another way in, and you never know how it's going to play out until it plays out. So don't blame the industry, focus on what's under your control, and look for opportunities which are which are in a close proximity to you. Many of us actors are waiting for the perfect agent to save us, or somebody who will suddenly take us by hand and just lead us into the big spotlights in Hollywood. Well, in fact, you have to be the architect of your own destiny. And at some point, yes, it could be through agent and it can be through collaborations with other people, but it's always you who are in charge and in control. So stop waiting for the agent. Start focusing on what it is that you can do right now. The bigger thing here would be to deliver on the promises that you made to yourself, whether it has to be with another training, whether it has to be with buying things to do the perfect self-tape setup, or going to the networking event and applying to be accredited to go visit the film festival that you always wanted. Or sometimes just rewatching your favorite movie and watching it now not as a observer or an audience, but watching it from the acting perspective or from a perspective of a costume designer or any role. And to finish off with the woman in a red dress, and now I would have to magically change into red dress. Stay focused. Do not get distracted from your path, even if it's difficult, even if there are so many agent smiths chasing you and so many things trying to distract you and to kill your dream and your plan that you had in your head. Don't get distracted. It was there, it was placed in the system specifically for people not to go after their dream and not get to the place where they wanted to. It doesn't mean that you have to be chasing, running all the time. Sometimes it means that you just need to slow down, rest, digest, and start again. Reach out for help if you feel stuck, but never give up on your dream, because the right way of looking at it is you should never give up on your dream. You should exhaust your dream. Like, with the jokes, when there is a group of people and everybody's like jumping in and working on the same joke, and then they exhaust the joke and it's not funny anymore. Similarly with dreams, when you feel like you've done everything in your power and it just doesn't bring pleasure anymore and fun and satisfaction, that is the point where you can be maybe, okay, been there, done that. What's my next dream? What am I up to? But up until then, if it doesn't feel like it's such a heavy burden to carry, please continue. But then again, ignorance is bliss. It's so much easier to stay where you are, to not try new things, to not go for it, and to just be a muggle. But I feel like it's today. It's today when we have the opportunity to start living our dream life. No matter the external circumstances, no matter the image that is being created for us, you are in control, you're in charge, and there is no spoon. Thank you for watching. Bring it into the light. Bye, YouTube.
Maria goes acting. Yeah!
The Matrix recommendations. I'm loving it. This creative genius.